Hello, it's Jennifer from heysealemon. In this video, I'll show you an easy way to make tie-dye based on my doodle that I posted on Instagram. And if you are not following me over there, make sure you are, along with all of my other social links. This is a really easy way to make tie-dye. You can try this with different variations of color, and it's also a really easy way to update your notebook cover, which is what I'm drawing it for. And you can also try this with paint. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to my channel heysealemon so you can see more DIY and drawing tutorials. And I have a whole playlist on different patterns and things you can draw, and especially it's really good for this time of year when you're going back to school and you can't think of something to draw on your notebook or folder. You just want to spruce your school supplies up, so you can check that playlist out. I will also link it in the video description below. Alright, let's get into it. My canvas will be this piece of cardstock, and I drew an outline of my notebook cover, which I will cut out later. I'll be using neon markers for this. I also think highlighters would work well, or any colorful marker. Start with the first color, making a swirl from the middle to the outside, and the swirl is growing larger as it goes around. Repeat that with another color, making the swirl just below that one. You can choose to coordinate your colors in the order of a rainbow or any color combination you'd like. Grab another color and do the same with that. So you're just repeating the swirls in every color just below the previous one. How many different colors you want to use is totally up to you. And if each color swirl doesn't fit perfectly within those already swirled lines, don't worry about it. Just kind of squeeze it in. If you look at tie-dyed shirts for inspiration, you'll see that the pattern is not perfect. Now with each color following its own swirl line, you're going to draw these lines going outward, following the swirl. And you want to make them look handmade and more rough. That will make it look more like the tie-dye technique. So follow along the swirl, and the lines can get bigger as you go outward. Repeat that with the next color, and you want them to kind of blend together. Don't worry too much about them blending all together at once. You can go back toward the end and blend in more colors. So slightly overlap the lines on the previous swirl. And you can bring the lines more outward as you go to give it that tie-dyed look. Repeat these strokes with each color, following the swirl, using that as a guide. And you'll see that I didn't bring the colors all the way to the edges of the paper because I'm going to trim out that section later, but you can of course draw this on the entire piece of paper. So after the yellow, the last color I'm going in with is the green. And again, overlapping those streaks of color to give it that tie-dyed look. Now I like to go back in with the darkest color, which is the blue, and make some darker streaks of color so that it all kind of blends together. This will fill in any gaps and add some purple to the piece and tie everything together. Tie everything in the tie-dye together. Now I'm going back in with the pink to add more purple color, but at this point you want to be really selective where you make those streaks because it's easy to make it look all muddy and combine all the colors together so that it just doesn't really look like tie-dye anymore. So before you go back in, take a step back and be really selective where you put these finishing streaks. Now my tie-dye is complete, and I'm going to trim out that section I marked off, and here's the finished canvas. You can glue this on any notebook you want or place this in a frame. I'm turning it into a cover for my little disc-bound notebook, so I punched the holes and popped it onto my notepad. Hit that like button if you like this method for drawing tie-dye, and I think I'm going to laminate this notebook cover so it makes it more durable. And if you want to learn how to make this notebook, I will put that tutorial up here and link it down below. Let me know what you would apply this tie-dye to. Would it be like a folder or a notebook, just like I did? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel heysealemon so you don't miss any of my DIY videos. You can check out a couple of my other how to draw videos right here, and if you have something that you want to draw, leave it in the comments below, make a request. You can find all of these links in the video description below, and I will see you guys next time.